Hi, Nana. We were learning the question bank related to chemical changes and reactions. Okay, so we will continue with that. So here, the question is, seventh question is, name four factors which favor chemical reaction. Name four factors which favor chemical reactions. Okay, and support your answers by one example in each case. Okay, give one example. Give one example to each factor. Okay. So this is the meaning of the question. Now, now we'll discuss the answer to this one. So actually, there are so many factors. So here in this question, it is asked to describe the four factors. So generally, chemical reactions are favored by many factors. So one of the factor is close contact. What is the meaning of close contact? So generally, if reactants are bound together, okay, and I mean that is a favorable condition. So unless until the reactants are bound together, they cannot react with each other. So that means we have to bring the reactants to close contact. For example, certain chemical reactions proceed only when the particles of reactants are in intimate contact. For example, take in a mortar. Take little amount of potassium iodide and mercuric chloride So now take pistol. Okay, take pistol or else pencil. Okay, and start with the help of this pencil, start grinding this mixture. So now it is a mixture of potassium iodide and mercuric chloride. So after grinding this mixture properly, thoroughly, what happens? So when this mixture is grinded thoroughly with the help of pistol, so then the reaction takes place. Even if you mix these two also, they do not react with each other. Upon grinding it properly, what happens? They will come into intimate contact, very close contact, and they start reacting with each other, and due to the reaction between these two, it forms a mercuric iodide, and so that means certain chemical reactions will take place only when the reactants are brought into close contact. So the color of this one is a deep red. So mercuric iodide, it is a deep red colored substance. Deep red colored substance is formed in this reaction. So that means, so close contact is one of the factor. Another factor is heating. Heat is another factor. Certain chemical reactions takes place only when the reactants are heated properly. Large number of chemical reactions takes place only when reactants are strongly heated. Okay, for example, when KClO3 it is heated strongly. So this is a symbol for heating. What happened? It will break down into potassium chloride and liberates oxygen gas. Okay, so now this chemical reaction takes place only in the presence of heat. If this is strongly heated, then it takes place, that reaction takes place. Next one is light. Light is another factor which helps in the which is a favorable condition for chemical reactions to take place. That means certain chemical reaction takes place only when the reactants are directly exposed to sunlight. For example, hydrogen gas and chlorine gas, when they are exposed to sunlight, the symbol of sunlight can be written like this also, H nu, sunlight. So what happens? Chemical reaction takes place between these two to form HCl. Okay, right. Next, another factor is pressure. See, certain chemical reaction takes place only when subjected to high pressure. For example, nitrogen reacts with the hydrogen gas. Nitrogen gas reacts with hydrogen gas, okay, only under high pressure. Only under high pressure. To form ammonia gas. So this is a gas, this is also gas, and now this is also gas. So reaction between nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas takes place only when they are subjected to very high pressure. For example, in a container, so send some nitrogen gas into the container, and into the same container send a hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. So now these two gases are present in this container. So after that, just to close it off, now close the container. So now this container contains what? Nitrogen and hydrogen gas. Mixture of nitrogen and hydrogen gas is present. So what happens? So will they react with each other? No. Simply those two gases are present in this container. They do not react chemically now. So in order to react, in order to make the reaction between these two gases, we have to heat this one. We have to heat this gaseous mixture around 450 to 500 degrees centigrade. So that means we have to heat this mixture around 450 to 500 degrees centigrade. And we have to add one catalyst. One catalyst is added to this one. Iron is the catalyst, and add a molybdenum metal as a promoter. So in the presence of these two substances only, so this is catalyst and this is promoter, and when it is heated, when the gaseous mixture, when this mixture of nitrogen and hydrogen is heated to 450 to 500 degrees centigrade, and iron is used as catalyst and molybdenum is used as promoter. So now what happens? This reaction will start, but it does not take place properly. So now what we have to do? We have to create pressure inside that. We have to apply pressure. So we have to apply the pressure nearly 200, very high pressure, nearly 200 atmosphere pressure. So unless until this much amount of pressure is provided, these two reactants does not react with each other to form ammonia gas. N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. So this is a reversible reaction. Okay. So like this, that means pressure, unless until pressure is applied, so this reaction does not take place. So pressure is also another factor. Okay. So like this, we have discussed 4 factors. So in this way we can explain this question. Okay. Now we can we can give answer to this question. So now we learn the next answer. Next answer. What is the next answer? So in the next answer, it is some equations are given. Okay, and we have to state uh, whether the given substances are oxidized or reduced. Ninth question. Already eighth question we have covered in our previous video. So directly I am taking a ninth question after seventh question because eighth question was discussed in our previous video. Okay. Suppose here some equations are given: sulfur and oxygen. So sulfur is given in bold letters. Okay, and this is the equation. Next, another equation. Carbon is given in bold letters and it is reacted with water, steam. This is steam to form carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. And another one, H2S plus chlorine. So chlorine is also given in bold letters. So sulfur in this case, carbon in this case, and chlorine in this case are given in bold letters. Okay. So here in this case HCl and sulfur is formed. So in the question it is asked that, so out of these bold symbols, so which chemical is oxidized and which chemical is reduced? So we have to explain. So let us take this equation. So in this equation, sulfur, the element sulfur, it is oxidized to sulfur dioxide. Sulfur is oxidized to sulfur dioxide. How can you say that it is oxidized? Because here oxygen is added to the sulfur. Addition of oxygen to sulfur, okay, is said to be oxidation. Addition of oxygen to any substance, that process is said to be oxidation. So here sulfur is oxidized. In this process, sulfur is oxidized. Okay, next one. So in this reaction, even carbon is also oxidized because carbon, it is getting oxygen is getting added to this carbon. So now it is converted into carbon monoxide. So this is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. So carbon is converted into carbon monoxide. That means oxygen is added to the carbon. Hence carbon is also oxidized. Carbon is oxidized. So oxidation of carbon has taken place because carbon has gained oxygen. Here sulfur has gained oxygen. So in this case, this chlorine is gained hydrogen. So because chlorine is added with hydrogen is added to chlorine. So chlorine is said to be reduced. Chlorine is reduced. Chlorine is reduced. Why? What is oxidation? What is oxidation? Oxidation is the reaction in which any substance when oxygen is added to that substance, so we'll get oxide of that substance. Oxide of substance. Okay, so here that substance, when it is converted into its oxide, then the process is said to be oxidation. Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen. The process of addition of oxygen is said to be oxidation. What is reduction? Reduction is nothing but the process of addition of hydrogen. What is reduction? Reduction is nothing but addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen is said to be reduction. Here, so chlorine. So here, hydrogen is added to chlorine. Hence, the chlorine is said to be reduced, and the process is said to be reduction of chlorine. Okay. So like this, we can explain the which substance is oxidized and which substance is reduced. Okay. So oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen. So as sulfur, it gains oxygen. Hence sulfur is said to be oxidized. Here carbon is gaining oxygen. Hence carbon is said to be oxidized. Here chlorine is gaining hydrogen. Hence chlorine is said to be reduced. Reduction means addition of hydrogen. The substance which gains hydrogen is said to be reduced, and the substance which gains oxygen is said to be oxidized. Okay, here sulfur is gaining oxygen, hence it is oxidized. So like this answer can be discussed. Okay, now the next question is, we have to give a balanced equation. So in the next question, so we have to give balanced equation wherever possible, or wherever it is not possible, explain it by means of examples. So first of all, there are 4 or 5 questions, 4 or 5 concepts are there. So first of all, we will go with the first concept. So first one is a reaction which gives out heat. So we have to give an example. Okay, we have to give an example where example for a reaction which gives out heat. Suppose if coke unheated, when coke is heated, what happens? So it will liberate large amount of heat. When coke is heated, it converts into carbon dioxide. Okay, so that means this carbon, the coke means carbon. Coke is made up of carbon. So the carbon present in the coke, it reacts with oxygen. Okay, upon heating. So when carbon is heated with oxygen, what happens? It will burn in oxygen, or else coke will burn in oxygen to form carbon dioxide, and in this process large amount of heat is liberated. Such reactions in which heat is liberated are said to be exothermic reactions. Okay, so this is an example for a reaction which gives out heat. Okay, next one is a reaction which takes place with the help of sunlight. A reaction which takes place with the help of sunlight. With the help of sunlight. So for example, photosynthesis reaction. Example, if you take photosynthesis. What is the meaning of photosynthesis? Photo means light. Synthesis means preparation. So what is prepared with the help of light? Food materials are prepared. See, actually during photosynthesis what happens? Green plants, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water with the help of water. So this carbon dioxide reacts with water, okay, in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, so the reaction takes place between carbon dioxide and water. So this one takes place in a substance known as chlorophyll. In a substance known as chlorophyll. Actually, chlorophyll is a substance which gives green color to the plants or else green color to the leaves. So in this substance only the reaction takes place. This reaction takes place in chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is present in the leaves or else almost every part of the plant where it is green in color. Okay. So both of them will react with each other in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form glucose, C6H12O6, to form glucose. Okay, and oxygen is liberated in this process. Oxygen gas is liberated in this process. So if you see the balanced equation, so this is balanced equation. Okay, so that means, so wherever it is possible, we have to give the balanced equation. So here for photosynthesis we can write the balanced equation. Even for this also we can write the balanced equation. Okay. Now the next one is a reaction which is brought about by electric current. A reaction which is brought about by electric current. That means electric current. So electric current is used. Here sunlight is used. Here directly heat is used. So heat, sunlight or else electric current. So these are required things. So these are the different forms of energy. So generally for a chemical reaction to occur, certain energies it is required. We have to provide some energy for a chemical reaction to occur. So here we are providing the energy in the form of heat. In this reaction we are providing the energy in the form of sunlight, and in this reaction and in this reaction and the next reaction we are going to provide the energy in the form of electric current. See, for example, when molten lead bromide means melted. Molten, that means when lead bromide is melted, then it is said to be molten. It is in liquid form. Okay, so molten lead bromide, into this molten lead bromide, if you pass electricity into this molten lead bromide, what happens? So this will break down into lead and bromine gas. So bromine gas is liberated and lead is formed. So that means this is also a chemical reaction, because here, so this is one substance and this substance is converted into another substance. So lead and lead bromide, these two are different, and this is also another substance. So this substance is formed from this one. Even this substance is also formed from this one. So these two are different substances which are formed from another substance known as lead bromide. So that means new substances are formed, hence it is a chemical reaction. So this particular chemical reaction takes place only in the presence of energy which is supplied in the form of electricity. Okay, right. Now another statement related to this question. So D, statement D, or else sub question D. What is that? So C is finished. Now we will learn the next part of this question. What's the next part of this question? We have to write a reversible reaction. We have to write a balanced equation for any reversible reaction. A reversible reaction. So take any reversible reaction. For example, uh, iron, when it is heated red hot, when iron is heated to red hot, and steam is passed over that red hot iron. So steam, water in the form of steam, when steam is passed onto this red hot iron and if this is heated strongly, okay, what happens? So this will react with this water or else steam to form iron oxide Fe3O4. To form iron oxide Fe3O4, okay, and hydrogen gas is liberated. Okay, so here this is a reversible reaction. Remember that this is a reversible reaction. That means these two will react back to form iron, metal and water. So this particular oxide is said to be ferroferric oxide or else magnetic oxide of iron. It is also called as magnetic oxide of iron or else iron 2,3 oxide, or else it is also called as ferroferric oxide. Ferroferric oxide. Ferroferric oxide. Right. So like this. So this is a reaction, chemical reaction, which is a reversible chemical reaction. So this is an example for reversible chemical reaction. Right. Next, another. So here it is D. It is D. Next we learn one more. One more is also given. What is that one? Reaction with a solid and gas which produce heat. A reaction of solid with gas, okay, which produces heat. Which produces heat. So this is another type of reaction. So here in this reaction, solid will react with gas. So we have to give an example with a example. We have to explain. We have to give an example. Okay, and we have to write the balanced chemical equation for this type of reaction. So, for example, take magnesium metal which is solid in state. So when magnesium metal is heated in air, so air, what happens in air? Oxygen is present. In air, oxygen gas is present in the air. So magnesium reacts with oxygen gas. Okay, so now it forms what? Magnesium oxide. And large amount of heat is liberated during this process. Okay, so here is it balanced? 2 mg. So here during this process, what happens? It liberates light which is dazzling white light, or else white flame is produced. Okay, dazzling white flame is produced. What is the meaning of dazzling white? Dazzling white means very, 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 very bright light.